PKN 303.
What's new, gang?
And we go again.
Got a haircut.
Looks good.
Yeah, got to look clean. It feels better. My hair is it blows me away that this doesn't bother girls. My hair is like a heat retention problem, and like all day long I just feel like a pressure and a warmth that I don't like. I think I'd enjoy being bald. And
from your length hair, you feel a pressure and a heat?
I swear I do. Yeah,
that's insane.
It's like wearing a hat. And I've never heard Jackie or Hope complain about this thing, or any girls in general, who have just like a lot more hair going on than I do. But when I get it cut and I can feel like the slightest amount of breeze going in between things, my whole mood is lifted. Like I'm meant to have short hair.
Speaking of giving yourself haircuts, although you didn't give yourself one, I was trimming up my pubic area with a razor today.
Tell me
and
more.
I nicked my scrotum, I think, worse than I ever had.
Oh, no.
And I was, because like, you know those things that you do where it's just like, I've done this a million billion times. You just get like off into the weeds thing. I think I was thinking about like what new guns I wanted in Red Dead Redemption or something. And then I just got my nutsack, and I was like right about to take a shower.
I knew the cut was bad when I saw semen.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, it was just blood, but it was one of those like cuts where, you know, like anywhere on your arm, nutsack, apparently anywhere, where like you cut yourself and there's a couple seconds afterward where you're like, oh, thank goodness, I thought I cut myself. And then it starts bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then I had to do like because I wanted to rinse off my bloody nutsack. And so I was like having to turn into the shower, but it stings really bad. And so I'm like, having to turn around to the sun that hit off my back, then turn around again. And so I put some Neosporin down there, and I think we're going to be, I'm definitely not having sex for the next couple of days.
You know what I've been doing instead of shaving? Nair down there. You got to be careful. All right, you got to be careful.
Dangerous.
There is a time window between nothing's happening and oh my god, what have I done? And that time window is about 8 seconds. All right, so it takes a little practice. All right, the first time you're gonna come out early.
This is like a John McAfee drug prescription.
Yes,
there's a
Break it down for me a little bit more. You're saying it starts to burn like icy hot, or you have to wipe it off with it within 8 seconds? I don't know.
Aren't you
adorable?
It
burns like drain cleaner because that's closer to what it is.
And what does it do?
It melts the hair. The hair just scrapes away like with a washcloth.
Kyle, I was under the impression that you shaved with Nair. Is that not how it
Oh
works?
no, Nair is this. It comes out like in a little pump. I got Nair for men.
Is it like a shampoo consistency?
More like lotion. Very thick. Very thick. Like if you put it on your hand and turn your hand upside down, nothing would happen.
Oh, you know what? I did use this once when I was like 15 at a friend's house who had sisters. I saw it and I was peeing in the bathroom, and I was like, "There's no way this shit really works." And I put some on my arm. It didn't burn, but I took a piece of toilet paper and wiped, and like all the hair in that area just came right up.
Comes right off. So it comes off perfectly even. You don't get any ingrown hairs, which every now and then I get an ingrown hair like on my gooch, and it'll just go. It'll just progress to a scary place where it's just very painful.
I'll go to scratch my down there.
Yeah. Yes. Almost like marble. It'll get
like a BB.
Like an ingrown hair. Just scary town. Just very painful. So I switched to Nair, and you've got to be careful. Like I said, you put it on, do a few test runs, right? You put it on for 60 seconds, then you quickly scrub it off in the shower. Maybe you didn't get any of the hair, but you also didn't burn yourself. We'll try again tomorrow. 90 seconds, right? What you don't do is what I did. And you just put it on for 5 minutes, and it's gone. Oh, God, it's gone and more. But I'm smooth as fuck.
What happened to your dick and balls and everything? Like
it burned.
Whole area?
It burned real bad. It was
the skin itself. Was it like, ooh man, I'm not fucking or doing anything for the next few days because I'm tender, like sunburn feeling?
Just covered everything in Neosporin like I was a goddamn burn victim. And I think you heal really quickly around your genitals and your face and places like that. So like 36 hours later, I was okay. But it burned real bad. But it's excellent for like removing hair.
What did you go with? Do you have like a racing stripe above your dick? Do you have a downward pointing arrow?
I was just getting the undercarriage, really. I was just getting mostly the balls and like some inner thigh hair and just getting that whole area just nice and slick.
You know what? I'd like to do that. Just everywhere.
Yeah, you should. I mean, but you won't get any ingrown hairs. That's the real bonus because like I bet if you shaved your chest and like things went bad, it could be like all pimply and like painful for a month.
I'm sure.
But
I've never shaved
tell
my
me
chest.
if
It
I'm-
seems like a bad idea.
Tell me if I'm right about this. The perceived bonus I have in my head is that it doesn't grow back stubbly, right? Like fresh shave is pretty good, and I would even call like 5 days after shave to be a pretty good scenario. But somewhere in the middle, it's stubble, and that's the worst. You don't want to be there. Does Nair completely avoid that, and it grows back as like baby hair, like your first whiskers?
No, this is melting the hair off at the top of the skin, just like a razor would do, but without scraping the top layer of your skin with a razor blade and causing ingrown hairs and infections.
So it grows back stubbly, just like a razor.
It does grow back stubbly, but it takes longer to grow back.
Well, then I'm going to
acid
stick with
burns the
plucking
hair.
them.
One at a time.
Yeah. Oh, you don't spend
It
6
takes
hours in the
days,
shower
but-
with tweezers?
Isn't that what electrolysis is? They like
Yes.
individually zip zap every single hair follicle.
It's like a big pair of tweezers with an electric wire running out of it back to a machine, and they grab each individual hair, zap the root, I suppose cauterizing it with that current, and then doink, pulling it out.
Have you ever done it?
No, it's permanent, expensive, and painful.
You know, it'd be fun is to like knock somebody out and as a prank do that to one of their eyebrows.
I don't think it's totally permanent. Like for example,
You didn't think you could drink your own urine, and clearly, I've been drinking nothing but urine since Thursday.
Who's the fool now? All
You know
right.
what's funny? I remember us fighting about urine, and for the life of me, I have no idea what side I took.
The correct side that you can drink all you want, and it tastes good.
So
Okay, then I stand by that.
over time, like I'm going to grab some long period of time. Over the course of 4 years, I think, Kyle, every hair on your head will fall out and be replaced by fresh ones, right? Like there's kind of a shedding that like never stops. So I think, and this is based on nothing, that if someone were to electrolysis your entire head 4 or 5 years from now, or maybe less, you wouldn't be able to tell.
But see, you're missing out on the part that electrolysis isn't just plucking the hair; it's electrocuting the root and killing it.
So when a hair falls out, you're not developing a whole fresh new root and follicle. That same one is generating.
You are, but like it's not killing the hole that creates the hair. I don't know what that thing's
I
called.
thought that was a follicle, but I'm outside my depth here.
That's
I
the
don't.
follicle.
Okay.
The hole that the hair comes out of is a follicle.
Yeah. It's either is
now
that or
we're
a hair
Googling.
hole.
Now we're on to Google. I just
It's definitely a follicle. What other
follicle.
hair-related words do you know? Gel, combs, great clips.
okay. Yeah, it's a small secretory cavity, sac, or gland.
I
Okay.
knew it, dude.
Or if we're talking botany, it's a dry fruit that is derived from a single carpel and opens. All right.
Yeah.
Is electrolysis permanent? That's what we really want.
I'm not. I see. I have a little thing pointing to the follicle, and it points to the hair vagina, but I don't know for sure like what it's referring to. Is that part of it, or
Permanent.
know.
It destroys the growth cells of the hair follicle, preventing treated hairs from ever coming back.
Yeah, that shit would be a ripoff if it came back.
According to electrology.com.
They would know.
Sounds reputable, right?
Yeah. No more hair. Well, I mean, that's probably just as. There's no way Nair is good for you. Burning off your hair. Like, how's that good for your skin? Probably. Well, I guess you would know. You put it all over your dick and balls and gooch.
A moisture, Neosporin, and then, my regular moisturization procedures.
Do you regularly use Neosporin as just a regular lotion?
I
Like a
use it when I
moisturizing?
shave, always to keep ingrown hairs from happening and like razor burn.
I don't get really bad ingrown hairs.
I
For the
do.
most part, I'm fortunate. I've the couple I've had. Have you ever like had the kind where, like, the hair starts to grow and it like grows back immediately into itself, which I guess instead of like, but it's above the skin, not below the skin, like so you can see like a little arch.
Oh yeah, a little arch. Yep, I've had that.
I've had that, and I remember like that one of those I had like on my knee or something. I don't remember where it was, somewhere on my leg. And at one point, like I just noticed it wasn't bothering me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I like took a little pin, like or a bent a paper clip to like stick it under the hoop and like pull it up, and then just like 3 times the length of the curled hair is just kinked up, dark black hair, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, that's gross.
I've had ingrown hairs where they never made it back out of the follicle, and they were just doing like Arby's curly fries under the skin and getting all infected in there. So it's like a pimple, and it got really big. I don't remember where it was. Again, it's weird that I can't, but I remember I know I got one like under my chin once.
Ooh, that sucks.
Like down here, like neck shaving area. And when I finally popped it, it was a ton of pus, and that whole curly Q hair came out. And it was literally probably 2.5 inches long, like not exaggerating.
That's a disgust. That's so fucking gross.
Yeah, super gross.
I looked into electrolysis a little bit because I guess I was just slow to be convinced I was wrong. I think I was wrong, but it can cause discoloration if you do it wrong. Because I was like, if this is permanent, why don't all those chicks with like little mustaches, or sometimes they have hints of mustaches on the side, why don't they do that? It seems like for $85, they have a lifetime solution.
Wait, hair of the skin discoloration? Like it'll give you a different color hair and it won't work, or it's like, oh, now you got red patches on your skin now.
Yeah,
okay.
Now you fucked your upper lip.
That's troublesome.
So I don't know how common those problems are, but it would give me pause.
You see those ladies who tattoo their makeup on?
Yes, and I'm worried
that you better be sure of that look. There's some chick who got her makeup tattooed on in the 80s, and it is not working these days.
No, there was an online, the meme pictures of it. This Hispanic woman who was clearly very excited the day she took the photo for what she wanted her eyebrows to look like forever, and like she looks like an absolute loon, just constantly walking around there. But like the eyes aren't open. Yeah, they're like this.
She looks
but
surprised,
the eyes aren't
Taylor.
open enough. It's just sorry about your son. It's just all throughout life.
I didn't even think about it. My eyebrows kind of. I feel like I have eyebrow balding, right? Like
I would lend you some. I'd give you some. This is trimmed.
Look at my eyebrows. Now I can't see them without glasses, but I presume they stop like halfway above my eyes. They
stop
blonde,
halfway,
right?
Mm-hmm.
I either need to dye these bitches, or what if I just tattoo the underside a little bit to give some shadow?
I'm saying you should go straight to the tattoo.
I
straight, because right now you got like the Hitler mustache of eyebrows.
Yes, I do. Poor audio listeners. This is good.
See,
shit.
mine is like sometimes I'll be looking in the mirror and I'm like, there's no way eyebrows are supposed to go that far down. You have to, take care and trim it.
It's like someone drew these on like a goddamn cartoon character.
It is, and like I don't know about you guys. Maybe it's part of getting. I'm not even 30 yet. Well, I will be in less than a year. But like my eyebrow, like the actual hairs of my eyebrows. I'm finding some remarkably long ones now. Where like I'll go like this.
Yeah, you yoink those,
and it's just like half an inch long. Is huge in eyebrow terms.
I started plucking those after one time my barber like took a comb and put it on my eyebrow and went with the little beard buzzer thing, and I was like, "Well, you didn't even ask." He's like, "Oh, you wanted it. Believe me. This is better." He just trimmed my eyebrows like lickety split with a comb and a fucking trimmer.
I've had that done too.
I do what you're describing, like where you push them up and then you can find the big ones and then doink, just get them out of there.
I got 2 blonde ones. Or not blonde, I guess like clear, like those fucked up hairs that just never became a full hair.
Yeah.
2 of those over here that get really long, but it's not cool.
I have one long eyebrow. My wife calls it my horn. And even if you pluck it, it comes back. And
I just imagine you leaning in to kiss and it pokes her right in her eyeball.
Colin has a thing. It's kind of frustrating. If you have an imperfection, like my father had a skin tag at one point, everyone gets a pimple here and there, or my horn. And he wants to fix it for you, like you to try to pull that baby off. It's like, no. Okay, first of all, we're at the mall and this is socially inappropriate. Second, I want to choose how I handle my imperfections. I don't need Dr. Colin working on me.
Guess what? I like the way it looks. So, what are you talking about? Like your hair just grows straight out?
I have one eyebrow, but eyebrow sounds like the collection. I'm talking about a hair that is the eyebrow. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't lay down. It kind of grows forward. And it seems like, I don't know, every 6 weeks or so, I give it a pluck and she comes back.
This is a while ago, but it was like we must have talked about eyebrows years and years ago on the podcast, because I remember seeing like comments on their YouTube video. And it was like, damn, that little horn thing, that little spike has been eyebrow hair the whole time. I thought Taylor had a mole over his eye. It's like, no, it's just a bunch of hair that grows into a spike.
As
up
the
here.
camera
And now
gets
this
more
one's
and more
starting too.
HD, they can see what the scoop is.
It is. And like dude, my future is, if I don't keep these eyebrows under control, I'm gonna be one of those fucking maniac looking World War II veterans talking about they're fighting the Tojos over there, and it's just a thicket.
Your
Which
eyebrows
does
are
imbue a
getting
bit of
thicker
authority.
with age. I've gone the other way.
My eyebrows are very
Taylor,
thick.
if we could combine forces, we'd be a handsome fuck.
We couldn't get worse.
Taylor, I don't want to dox you. I'm careful. But what season is your birthday?
Spring. Yeah. So I just recently turned 29.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's really kind of the same.
Yeah.
Kind of the same as 28. I imagine 30 is going to be like, oh man, I feel like kind of a loser, and this is kind of sad because you know that all the years are going to be sprinting forward like faster.
At 30,
you know, because every year goes by faster because you have a longer, you know, backlog to look back on as point of comparison. So like the fact that like I can tell years are going faster now in my late 20s versus when I was 14, it spooks me for the future. How fast are years going to be going when I'm 50, when I'm 60?
I actually see a lot of parallels between your life and mine. And you start off, there's like this professional thing, etc. And I pop on your Twitch stream now. There's 800 people. A year from now, I think you're in a different income bracket, and you're 30, and you're like, this shit ain't so bad, really.
That's the fucking goal. Like glad you brought up Twitch. I'm loving Twitch. Thanks for the raid the other day. I'm having a ton of fun with it. I'm pulling a lot more viewers than I thought I would for the most part. But like, part of it, like the reason I'm throwing myself so far into it during this quarantine thing is like a little bit of a panic of like lots of companies are going under, especially lots of mid to small size consumer products companies, especially premium brands that, of which, if all my clients drop me, I'm kind of fucked. And so I'm like, shit, bitch, this is a very, very likely scenario to happen in the coming year, unless there's a big rebound in the economy. I sincerely hope there's a big rebound. I'm not banking on it though. And so like, if shit does go down, very distinct possibility I'm Mr. Full-time internet Twitch guy in a year. Because what the fuck else would I do if I got, laid off or fired or whatever, let go from my clients? Like, I'm going to go out into that job market and try and get something else.
Shave that beard and start parking those cars, buddy.
Taylor,
hey, hey, Enterprise. Remember me?
Are you looking for a fake manager? Because I've been working on accents for 5 years now.
I have 2 years of pretend manager under my belt.
I have 2 years, but I've been practicing in my off time. I got Carlos, Mugumbo, Asian dude. I got all kinds of management staff here. I can escalate to me.
And why will you not buy the insurance for the automobile? Like, very uncomfortable. You're a white man, clearly. Why do you say this to me?
The parallels between us, I still see more. It's around, I don't know, the end of, I'm making it political, I don't mean to, but like the end of Bush, the beginning of Obama, that like recession.
Yeah. It's political at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, right? But maybe I could have said 2008 or 9. But anyway, I had a diversified income at that same time. And Cisco was laying people off. I'm like raising my hand. But it also felt good to know that like if one of these things falls apart, there's still food on the table. Like diversified income is nice.
And like I have fun like in the business world and everything. Like it's really satisfying when you get a big win and you can tangibly see the results. But like it's not nearly as fulfilling as doing this stuff, like podcasting with you guys and doing this and Twitch. Like you get to set your own hours, you get to do your own shit. Like I guess if you're a lazy bitch who doesn't want to do it that often, it could be hard. But like, once you kind of put your mind to something, you kind of have to.
Some of this
through.
is hitting close to home. I'm just kidding. The lazy bitch.
No.
I had it. Oh, but I think that the corporate experience you have adds to the story of who is Taylor. And I like that. Sure. I think that's true with me too. That, if you had just hit social media success at 19 and never left your room, you'd be a different story than you are now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you had that T Martin money.
Weird. Yeah, T Mart and I we drove to Joliet together a couple times, talked about our big plans on YouTube. One of us really crushed it. I'll let you be the one to decide which one it was. And the other one played zombies over the same gameplay over and over. And no, Twitch is so like, I wish I had started this years ago. It's just I never watched this stuff for entertainment, but this is so much fucking easier than YouTube was. You just go, what am I going to do? I'm going to fuck around and be a cowboy and do silly voices and talk about how I'm going to rape the townspeople. And if they like say something mean to me, I'll just, what the fuck are you on about, bitch? I'll rape you if you don't. Bang, bang, killing people. You know, it's a fun game.
Is that
That's
what
all
the
you do.
game's about?
That's what I'm making it about. There was a woman who fell off her horse, and I went over there and I opted to antagonize her, and she was like, help me, I done fallen off my horse. And I walk over and Arthur's like, first time riding, you dumb whore. She's, you know, I don't like that. That's not nice. You get the young man, you get this horse off of me right now, or the authorities will hear about it. And I just go, that was the wrong move, ma'am. And boom, blow her head off, and then robbed her. But man, Red Dead is fun, man. But anyway, that's what you do on Twitch. You just goof around. It's fun.
Yeah, it's Cowboy GTA.
Yeah. It's not up there with GTA for me yet because GTA's dialogue is so much funnier because it's meant to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But Red Dead is still really good. You said you finished it or that you played it, Kyle? Because I know you have.
I've never played it. I've watched a bunch of it.
What?
I've watched videos. Yeah, I've
Oh.
never played it. I've played.
Is it you, Woody? No.
No, definitely not me.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm more of a Fallout fan. That's the one. That's the RPG that I just put lifetimes of effort into. Just so many playthroughs of Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 and even a little Fallout 4. Good bit of Fallout 4.
Are any of those games still big, or did that community kind of peter out after 76 sucked?
It's got a lot of nostalgia to it right now. I'm told that 76 is pretty good now. That they've really changed it a lot. They've added a lot of NPCs and a lot more dialogue, and that it's quite good now. Especially if you it doesn't have mod support. You have to buy their mods, I think. In any case, I hear it's pretty good now, but I would still opt to just play Fallout New Vegas because that's the best one.
What have you been doing for entertainment lately, Kyle? I know you play a little Tarkov, but not a ton.
I was watching Jack Ryan today, that John Krasinski show on Amazon. It's really good. It's got Bunk from The Wire in it. He's a central character. You know, the big.
I've seen maybe
Yeah,
the
I like
first
Punk.
season.
Yeah, second season's been out for quite some time. I've been putting it off, but I started on it yesterday, and I'm really digging it. It's really fucking good. They're in Venezuela.
I'm watching a little Wire. I'm playing a bunch of Tarkov off stream, which was kind of where my joke with Taylor was like, if you're a lazy bitch and you don't stream, yeah, I guess I'd level up. My Tarkov's playstyle is kind of interesting. So I think most people, you put some money in their hand, they buy better kits, they do better in the game, they buy better kits, they do better game. I do a lot of budget runs. And if you put money in my hand, I invest in like the future. You know, my Bitcoin farm should have 3 GPUs, but I have friends who are not even near having a Bitcoin farm, so they gave me 7 more. They're like, "What do you stick them in yours?" They're just sitting in my junk box. My scav box is going to be done in about 12 hours, so I paid for it all. And soon I should be rolling in the passive income, so I can lose kits and not have gear fear and stop running guns that make scavs blush. I'm very excited about the passive income I've got coming soon.
Good.
Yeah, that's a cool part of the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to play it. I don't know. I'm digging Tarkov.
And you got like what, 2 months, 3 months until the next wipe?
No, it'll be a very long time probably. It'll be a minimum of 6 months, but it could be a year.
So yeah, this is just my second wipe. I don't have that many wipes behind me. I'm told that Taylor would have been right a couple years ago that they used to wipe like every 2 or 3 months, but everyone seems to be longer, and we're at like 6 to 7 months now.
Yeah, wipes are cool. Any game that has wipes, it really keeps it fresh. That's one of the reasons Rust is the greatest game ever created, because you can get in 7-day wipe cycles where you just grind for 7 days. Like imagine like the hardest you've ever grinded at Tarkov, and I know you have. But it's it's gone in 7 days. And so you're trying to like hit that peak performance level on day 4 so you can ruin everybody else within sight. You know, but there's a real technological curve in that game. So if by day 4 you have your AK-47s, your RPGs, and your C4, and your good armor, and there's multiple pieces of it. You've grinded so goddamn hard to get that in 4 days. Even if you've got 4 men working 12-hour shifts, you still might not get it unless you're really good at the game and lucky. And so, like, if you hit that day 4, you've got everything. You just start ruining everybody else while they're asleep. Like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I would set an alarm. I'd wake up and be like, all right, boys. Everybody else would too. You'd see everybody come on Discord. Blink, blink, blink. Just 4 guys appear online at 5 a.m. in the morning who have no business being up at 5 a.m. And was like, all right,
what are you
guys
Marine?
ready? Yeah, this is what we train for. And we just, they've got these 2-man helicopters in the game, these gyrocopters, and you got a pilot and a passenger, and we load up all of our best gear, as many rockets and explosives and our best AK and our best armor gear. And we'd have a target in mind that we've been scouting it for days. We know the motherfuckers who live there. We dislike them. We've threatened them, probably. They've threatened us plenty of times, definitely, because we're kind of assholes. And we just land on top, right on top of their base, start blowing straight into it, and the clock is running. Because audio in that game is incredible. So you launch a rocket, they hear it miles away. And that's the biggest dinner bell that's ever been rung. Is when an RPG goes off, because each rocket is so valuable. Like you have to mine. It depends on the server, but like you might have had to mine for 2 hours to get one rocket, one explosive like grenade for your rocket launcher. It might be 2 man hours. Well, I got 40 of them on me. Like we're launching them like they're candy, just blowing into their base, and then you quickly have to take over their base by destroying their tool cupboard, which is like the keys to the kingdom, and put your own tool cupboard down. Now you own everything that's there. Then you have to see. Then now you have building privilege. You can build back and seal the base up so that someone else can't come in like hyenas and take over your kill. And they do. They try. When they hear those booms, they're coming to counter raid. When you finally get that thing sealed up and it's think, 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 you put the blocks in place, the steel or whatever, upgrade it all to armored. It's the biggest sigh of relief. And you hear 4 grown men start giggling as they look over all the treasures that are now ours. And the
for
bodies,
the next 2 days.
The bodies of our enemies are right there. They're literally asleep.
Bodies of our enemies.
When you log off, your character is still there. He just falls asleep. So he's laying there in his little bed. And you can kill him at your leisure with a jackhammer or a machete or something horrific. So when they log back in,
insult to injury to just leave them there alive, naked, and they wake up in an empty room.
Their own base, so they can't get out.
That's funny.
We do that sometimes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, like they've got doors and they have the door codes, but it doesn't matter. We blow their doors down, but we'll leave one door and they'll try to go out their door. They'll open their front door and now there's just a wall. It'd be like if I went to your house. And when you open your front door, there's just a brick wall right outside of it now, and they're just like, oh no, oh no, they really fucked us. That's called griefing. When you don't just raid them and rob them, you ruin them.
Is it looked down upon, or just like a fun part of the game?
It's a part of every game.
The game is so malicious and so mean spirited that it's very commonplace. I would say we did it 75% of the time.
Yeah, I don't want Tarkov to get voice over IP.
I don't either.
Yeah,
no, Rust has it. It's hurt my feelings before.
You don't want it to get voice what?
Yeah, so when you could talk to each other with your actual microphone, they call it VoIP or voice over IP, and like at its best, we're like, there's a bad guy in Charlie sector. Watch your 6, whatever. Like that would be my dream of it. The reality. People playing that fucking Toto song, trolling, being idiots, running around with no gear that you could steal from them. Just
probably not anybody being like racist or anything, though, right?
No, nothing like that.
I can't imagine gamers doing such a thing.
No,
it'll ruin your stream too. Like there's plenty of people who will like raid streamers.
That's a good point. Well, they would just make it a toggle thing where people like Pastilli could just no.
Sometimes like in the middle of a raid, you really can't. do that. You know, it's so high stakes that they often have to end up muting their audio. They're trying to ruin the video. They're trying to ruin the stream.
Maybe you could have a friends only voice over IP.
But how do they do it now? How are they ruining his videos now if there isn't even this feature?
I'm discussing Rust.
Oh, Rust.
Still, yeah, Rust has that feature, the voiceover, where I've got a hotkey to T, but you know, it's PC gaming. But you know, I press T, and it's pretty cool. You know, it's like real life yelling. You know, so if you're close, you hear me really well, and as you get farther away, it slowly becomes this fairly audible thing. So like you can hear people screaming, "Help! Help!" And we'd be like, "Someone needs our help, boys!" And we literally ride our horses in to go like help some poor guy with a bow and arrow who's being harassed by like 3 bigger kids with crossbows. And you know, that's the greatest game that's ever been made. I'm telling you, some of the experiences I've had in that game, like you make your own fun. The game is as fun as you make it. And,
dude,
you know,
nobody is streaming Rust. There's only 5,000 people watching the whole category. I thought it would be more popular than that.
Oh, it used to be. That's surprising. Yeah, that's horrible numbers.
That's that's the danger of getting attached to a particular game.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
although it seems like League of Legends is always in the top.
Yeah,
League of Legends and Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay are 2 that are always in that top category and just chatting.
COD had a few lean years, but I feel like you could have been riding the COD wave since 2009 to 2020. You know, Syndicate's always pulling big numbers.
Seems to be slowing down.
Yeah, big AAA titles like that are going to be a pretty good mainstay. They're going to have like lean periods, but they're going to hold out. Rust is so niche. I don't know why Rust is doing so poorly right now. I wonder if WoodyCraft would have had I never even considered a weekly reset or make it, you know, a 2 weekly reset or like we used to reset it was every 6 months, but we had 2 servers, so it was kind of every 3, you know. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if players would have enjoyed that. The way we did it with every 3, every time we reset, there were some significant changes, you know, new gameplay mechanics, new things to buy, new like it was notable to people who were experts in the game. But if you reset every week, that expectation would be different. You know, it's just the same thing, right? We'd put the copy back. Maybe some minor like tweaks to like resources and such. If we're still talking about Rust, you know, I'm not as versed in Minecraft stuff. I preferred the week cycle because we were learning the game for so long. It's so hard to learn that game. There's so much to learn. I mean, it's more than Tarkov, and I'm aware of how much there is to learn in Tarkov. It's outrageous with the ammo types and everything. There's multiple ammo types in Rust, and you have to craft each bullet. So it's like you don't purchase those bullets. You're making them. Yeah. You're crafting everything that you have in that game. You find like one, and you're like, oh, we have one. Now we can research it, and so you expend a resource to quote unquote learn the ability to craft more of the item. In doing so, you destroy that item. So like you find your first AK-47, you spend 750 scrap, which is a lot of scrap, by the way. If you hit a barrel and spend like 30 seconds hitting a barrel, you might get five scrap, and you need 750. And
it's so much time.
So much time.
And
keep in mind, this is just to research the AK-47. There are about 15 different items that all cost 750 scrap that you really do need to get researched. Everything from certain building materials that are, you know, armored wall, that's not required. Everything from like a face mask. Instead of a helmet, you have like a ballistic face mask. So if you get shot in the face, most bullets will ricochet off. Cool. Every piece of your armor has to be researched the same way. All of your weapons, the optics for your weapons. Like you'll find a sniper rifle, but you don't have a goddamn scope. There's only 2 scopes in the game, and they're hard to find.
See, this seems so much more frustrating than rewarding the way you're describing it.
When you get it, there's like huge amounts of like boredom, and then like I say boredom. Every little like you'll go outside the base dressed up literally like an Indian or something with like primitive gear and a pickaxe and maybe like a revolver, like a 6-shooter, and you're being careful with your bullets because they're expensive. So maybe you got 16, enough to reload once. And at first you're like, if I die, who cares? But after 30 minutes of hitting like stone ore or sulfur ore, and like doing that that's 30 minutes of your time have been invested into what's in your backpack. If I die now, I lose 30 minutes of my time and all of the shit I brought out with me and all the shit I've acquired. So slowly the tension gets ramped up higher and higher and higher.
You know what I do when I want a gun in Red Dead Redemption 2? Is I go to the gun store and I buy the gun that I like, and then I don't spend any time hunting around. Some people are even saying like, hey, you should go in the woods with your bow and hunt and get rare pelts. I don't give a fuck about rare pelts in a and if I was playing this not on stream, that might be something I could autistically do, is get really into pelt trading. But not this way.
You look like a pelt trader.
I do look a little bit
You
like
do have a little pelt trader.
With a coonskin and cap. You'd be.
Please
Dude,
get a coonskin
Davy
cap for
Crockett-esque.
your stream. Go to Amazon and start cosplaying as your guy.
Dude, I'd love to see you in like a moccasin like vest.
And then the entire stream, I talk like this. I play an Indian character.
Can you do a female Indian character? Because I like where we're headed.
I'm doing the only way I know. Very clipped.
I gotta stop talking about Rust. I want to play now.
You try Red Dead if you're looking for something more casual that you don't have to jump in with both
I'm not
feet.
looking for something casual. I don't like casual games.
Who are you
I like
talking
games that
to,
you invest
Taylor?
huge chunks of time into.
You don't like being able to rob trains, and then your compatriots who are also evil are telling you that you're going overboard.
No,
Like,
honestly,
there ain't
like
Arthur. There's no reason to harm any. Bang, bang, bang.
when I die, I want it to hurt. Like I want to care when I die, and when I win, I want to be just thrilled. I want to be exuberant post raid and Tarkov. Like if you go in there and you kill Glukar and all of his boys, and your backpack's full of high end gear, and you've killed 2 or 3 players and 2 or 3 scab bosses or bodyguards, you're pumped. When you start sliding all that expensive gear into your inventory, into your different boxes, organizing it, you're like, oh, yes, sir, that was a win, as you drag each little thing into your inventory.
I get it. It's just the way you guys talk about those games, so time intensive, and those little fleeting moments. Like
Tarkov is not fleeting. Tarkov, you're going to have a blast the time between games, if you've got, so some people aren't good at managing time in Tarkov, and like you'll go on a raid, you'll go in, play for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but you might die in the first five minutes, and so you're just sitting there waiting on your friends to get out. So when it's time to go again, it takes me 2-3 minutes, like to get the shit into my inventory and be like, all right, I'm in the lobby. Send me an invite. Let's go. All this dilly-dallying. I don't like dilly-dallying people.
I struggle with that socially sometimes,
Yeah.
I get my shit together. I want to be back in a game. I feel like if I'm streaming, it's better for the stream. Even if I'm not streaming, I'm trying to play. No one ranks up in their hideout. Like, let's get this shit going. And just be like, all right, hey, just so you know, everyone's in the lobby but you.
Yeah, what I think
say that for no reason.
I'm realizing now that you guys would not like it if I played these games with you, because I'm the other way, where it'd be like, who gives a fuck about the score? Let's talk to the chat for like whatever it is. Like, no,
it's different though. Well, you would either get on board or you would have to go. But like at first, I always understand if somebody's brand new to the game. Like I'm happy to explain every nuance, every little thing to them. Mm-hmm. But if you're one of the guys that I've been playing with for a year, like, dude, where are you right now? You're in your hideout installing light bulbs. Like we're ready to fucking go. Like we're ready to fucking go. We're all waiting. Let's go. Let's knock out 10 raids tonight. Let's go.
Yeah. The other frustration that
not like you click a button and it's all done.
That's good.
Did you go too deep into Tarkov? There's another thing, right? Let's say Kyle has a mission where he needs to kill 10 AI scavs with a silenced weapon, right? So I don't have that mission. Kyle gets to kill these things. They're not too bad. Once you play the game for a while, Kyle kills these things. If I run ahead and shoot them and be like, what could I do? They were shooting at me. Woody, stop it. You know the score. We all agreed to this. Stop running in front of everyone. So now Kyle has to run at Mach 1 to be ahead of 5 people, or be the first of 5 people, to be the first guy, or else everyone takes that. I'll play solo. I don't need this shit. I play solo to get missions like that done. It makes me insane.
Woody gets a little hot under the collar.
That's not even
sometimes.
true. I don't say a word, but
He's getting a little hot under the collar because I said he got a little hot under the collar.
Because you lied about me.
I don't know, I'm seeing a couple guys a little hot under the collar.
Look. If I'm hot under the collar and I don't say any words out loud, that doesn't count. That's how it works.
That's what being hot under the collar is.
Well, I didn't know that, so that doesn't count also. Yeah, but and this, well, I'll just shoot him in the legs. Oh, whoopsie daisy, killed him. Yeah, no kidding, because shooting people kills them in this game. That's how that goes.
Yep. I don't mind that shit so much. With the taking of the scabs, like I'm never in too big of a rush to like get all the
You're
tasks
not really
done.
a quester, a task guy.
Last time I kind of rushed through them all. Not all, obviously. I didn't care about the cap.
Like fetch quests are more like, hey, you have to defeat
Yes.
the Bingham gang over on Pike Peak or something.
It's everything from go find this key, go open this truck, find the bronze pocket watch in it. Good job.
And get out alive.
Yeah, to like some of them are like kill 10 AI on this map with this gun while wearing this
that's
hat.
fun. That's kind of fun, right?
Yeah,
Some are
I mean
fun,
some of
some
them
are
are
not.
fun.
Hat part seems annoying.
Yeah, so often it's like, hey, come underprepared to a gunfight and win 15 times doing that. And you're like, okay, if I have to. But that I don't mind so much. Some are like, hey, learn this little aspect of the game. I'm talking about the gunsmith quests. And and that I appreciate. I like what it forced me to learn, so that's cool. Other ones like, hey, get this pocket watch from here. They forced me to learn a map. I think that's really cool. What I dislike is the RNG tasks. When they say, Woody, find 3 flash drives in RAID and escape with them. We're not telling you where they are. Hey, look, there's like a 0.1% of a chance they're on a computer. And good luck. So you just play again and again and again. Some lucky fools find 2 in 1 raid. It's 1 in a million. Not only have I never found a flash drive, but no one I've ever played with has found a flash drive this wipe. Like, while I was there.
The fact that you've never found one suggests that perhaps you don't know what they look like.
Oh, you're adorable. No, I know what they look like. I know where their most common spawns are, which is by the guitar on the tent on the western side of Dorms 3. And where's the other spot? Oh, in the blue van, also on Dorms by the factory area. I know that they spawn in front of computers. They are so rare now. I have checked 500 or 600 computers so far.
Do you think they make it intentionally rarer at the beginning after a wipe so that they incentivize people staying on? That makes sense, right?
I mean they will tinker with spawn rates of things a little bit mid wipe, but like in general, these things are just very hard to find. I want to say that last time around,
everyone I've played, like it's been no one has ever found one in a group while I was there. Ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You play a lot of customs.
Oh no, that's not true.
I find them on Shoreline.
Okay, I've been looking for them mostly. Well, customs because there's the spawns there. The one by the guitar in the tent and the one in the blue van are supposed to be super common, like so common they're almost guaranteed to be there. 0% chance in my experience.
Maybe somebody's beating you there.
Oh no, you can tell if it's opened or not. You can tell if the door is open. You can tell if the computer's been searched. All right, so that's one part.
Oh no, well, it won't be in the computer.
They're in front. Don't tell me, Kyle. I know.
I'm just saying you can't tell.
I have about 1,800 hours in this game so far. I know what a flash drive looks like.
Well, you're saying you've never found one.
This wipe.
Okay.
And then and then on interchange, there's like, I don't know, 25 computers, so you can check them. Yeah, it's like a high. You don't waste a ton of time with checking all those computers. No one has ever seen one in a raid where I've been present.
Yeah, I found a good bit of them on Shoreline in the administration's building. There's that little second floor office where there's about 4, maybe 5 PCs, and literally probably every 5th raid I find one. Like,
have you found any of this wipe?
I haven't played a lot of Shoreline this wipe, so I don't know. I've only played maybe 2 or 3 games there, and I have not found one there.
The community is complaining about it. People are making YouTube videos about how to finally find this. I watched a guy. He's like, I searched 1,000 computers and never saw one.
Good God.
And, so then I started playing customs, going to these areas of the tent and the van. And, he's like, so I'd go in, I'd check those 2 places, I'd get out, run through after run through after run through. He's not killing anything. He's not looking for anyone. He's not even really playing the game. He's just getting run throughs, checking these spots again and again and again, trying to find them. And I guess he eventually did. I, on the other hand, upgraded my hideout so I could start crafting them.
I was about to say, like,
Yeah,
I
finished
get
all
that
the-
workbench. It's either Intelligence Center or Workbench. I don't recall. I'm sure you know.
Intelligence Center 2, and I've done it now. There's actually 2 tasks that require it. One's from Jaeger and one's from maybe Skier, Peacekeeper. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're all done. But I've never seen one in raid, and no one I've ever been with has seen one in raid.
Yeah, they are easy to like pass over. I've seen people pass over them. Like I've always got to like make myself look because they're just sticking out of the computer. Yeah.
I hear you, yeah. But in my case, that's why I'm there.
Oh, I hear you. I
Yeah.
believe you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever played still gaming, different game though? Have you guys ever played a game called Dead by Daylight?
No, but I've watched a fair amount of it on YouTube and
It looks
on
fun.
Twitch. Yes, and there's some
I
expertise
bought it, but I haven't
involved.
played it yet.
Yeah, that's the one where like it's kind of like a graphic horror movie, and maybe one guy plays the murderer, and 5 or 6 sort of run, and I think you need to kill him a couple times, like you hang him up before you really finish him.
Yeah, I've watched a good bit of gameplay from that. It's kind of silly. It's like horror movies. It's like the killers from horror movies, and it's settings from horror movies, like the camp, like the kids' camp, or like the foggy neighborhood, like Nightmare on Elm Street style. But I think you do like Freddy, Jason, and maybe Michael Myers, and I'm sure they've added a bunch. I think I read that there was a lot of pay to win or microtransactions maybe in that game.
Oh, there's not a single player mode of it?
No.
Oh, I thought there was a single player mode. And
Not that I know. I
Multiplayer.
mean, maybe there is, but what's popular is that a human being is controlling the serial killer, and he's rather slow, but he's sort of unstoppable, just like the killers in like horror movies. And you and like 3 of your friends or something like that are trying to escape him and trying to run away, and sort of Home Alone style, hitting him, trying to slow him down and
That's a
hurt
great
him.
way to describe it. Home Alone style. Putting light bulbs on the floor.
I haven't
Pretty
played
much.
it. I've only watched it, but it's my understanding that every serial killer has his own like special ability to help him get the best of these other people. The Wraith, I think I have this right. He can turn invisible and move quickly. So like if I'm the bad guy and you're trying to stay alive, I can turn invisible, pop up right behind you, but then I ring a bell and go into slow mode when it's time to kill you, and you can see me. So like you start darting away when you get warned, and it seems pretty well balanced. Of course, the guys on Twitch who stream it are usually really good at it.
Yeah, it's a real cat and mouse type scenario, but it's What I've always seen was multiplayer. If it has a single player, I'm completely unaware of it. But you could jump in as a solo and treat it like it's single player.
Oh, and it was more like it helps me to learn games and figure it out if there's like a story mode first or something where it's just
That
you.
ain't happening.
Yeah,
No.
okay. Well, I guess I'll just
Maybe you're
That would be
trying
like
to
trying to learn
figure
the
it out.
story of Call of Duty in Team Deathmatch.
That's fair. Yeah.
Maybe
So-
it might. Sometimes my chat's really helpful. I'll spawn into a map and it can
Oh,
take
what's that
me.
like?
It can take me like 15 seconds to orient myself. I'm like, guys, am I headed towards the gas station? And they come through and tell me.
My chat will lock on to the first misleading lie that someone says in chat in response, and they will all parrot it. Like I saw a prostitute twice in Grand Theft Auto 5 because I came back from going pee and I was like, all right, what are we doing now? Oh yeah, we're going to start the next mission. I need to go to Trevor's house so I can meet up and get the shotgun or whatever it was. And they're like, no, dude, you have to hit up the hooker place first. You have to go to the strip club and get a hooker first, get a blowjob. And I was like, that's fucking weird. And then, are you guys fucking with me? Are you fucking with me? And at that point, there's like 700 people like, no, you got to do it. You got to fucking do it. You gotta do it. And so I go there and I do it. And then they're like, a couple people like, ha, ha, ha. You're not allowed to just get blowjobs on Twitch on GTA. That's terms of service. You can only go there if it's integral to the mission. And I was like, but I was fooled. I was fooled into this. And then I accidentally hit X instead of B. And I got myself a second blowjob. But yeah,
That's a ridiculous rule. So you can get the blowjob if it's integral to the mission.
or the strip club. That's what they said. Or I was reading through the terms of service, and it's like, All right, if you just want to go into the GTA 5 strip club and sit there and watch for no reason, they don't like that. No, thank you. But if it's like you got to go in there and murder all the strippers and steal the gold watches, then
I see
you're
the
allowed to do
parallel
that.
here.
That's totally fine.
So you're allowed to sit there with your titties out and paint them as long as it is integral to the story. But you can't just you can actually just pull your titties out regardless. That's right.
Yes.
What am I missing?
Taylor.
Oh, you're a man.
I really want you to play one of those Pornhub games they advertise on the side. I've never bought one, but it seems like there'd be all kinds of shit integral to the mission there that would be hilarious.
Dude, that is, if I won the lottery tomorrow and never had to work again or potentially rely on streaming for some income, I would absolutely stream porn games. That would be hilarious. I mean, I already told you guys my idea. I ordered a slide whistle off Amazon. I ordered a recorder, and I'm gonna try and ruin the ASMR category. Because like the biggest people in there like only get like 1,000 viewers. Like if it's me fucking around, I can pull that. And so that would be. But also like I don't know how Twitch would look at it. That's the new thing. Like I gotta
I like the way you're thinking, Taylor. I like that you're hitting it hard. It's cool.
Hitting it hard, coming up with ideas. I had no idea like how much shit you could just do on Twitch. Like I've been watching 60 Days In, and just like every couple minutes when something retarded happens, you pause it, make some jokes, and then play it.
So be honest.
And it's like,
do you enjoy every second of it? Or sometimes at the end of the episode, you turn off the lights and you're like, all right, now I can decompress.
I try not to keep myself going with it like after I would naturally want to stop, because then I feel like I don't want to turn, like if it ever became a job, it would be a job. Like I see motherfuckers like Destiny on there 10 hours a day. Sometimes it's crazy. But like at this point in time, like if I'm really bored and not feeling it, I'm not popular enough that I can put out shitty tier content. And so I'll end it. I'd rather have no content out there than shitty, boring, me being lazy content. But for the most part, yeah, I really, really enjoy it. The only time like I'll kind of not enjoy it is if like I'm 4.5 hours, 5 hours into playing Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto or whatever, and it's like 11 and I'm ready to go to bed. And then someone will gift like 10 subs, and then I'll be like, oh, damn it, I was planning to stop in like the next 2 minutes, but I'm going to look like a real dick, and I'll feel like a dick if I don't go for like at least another half hour after that guy. It's kind of how I see it. How about you?
It goes both ways. You know, sometimes it's not even about streaming. It's about the game. It's like, Tarkov giveth and Tarkov taketh away. And sometimes it takes and takes and takes. And I'm like, I just want to stop. I just want to stop. Like, this isn't getting better. Chael Sonnen describes this like it happens to fighters. You know, they're 4 rounds in. 20 minutes of this fight hasn't gone their way. They know exactly how the 5th round is going. I mean, they're hoping for the best, but Jesus, they answer the bell wishing that they didn't have to. And sometimes that's how I feel in Tarkov. It's like, oh, I feel a little wobbly. There sure is a lot of room in the stash now. And it's been a hard one.
So that's a plus. Did you see that Dana, I guess it leaked and then Dana confirmed the location of Fight Island?
I know Abu Dhabi, and I've seen the like people have theorized like exactly which island it is.
Yeah, it's Yaz Island. He did an interview earlier today.
Oh, he confirmed it.
Yeah. So they're gonna do a main card there, and then like 3 fight weeks in a row. And at the end of the interview, he goes, "Oh, and yes, there is an octagon on the beach." I was just like, yes. That's gonna be so cool. I want Bruce Buffer to dress up like Raiden or something like that. I'm really excited to see them fight him.
I like the Raiden idea. I personally had him in more of a, I don't know, what are the shirts called with the flowers on them and like a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Oh no, I want to go with the Mortal Kombat theme.
Oh, because of the Fight Island, dude. That would. So I like your idea more than mine. I like it. Yeah. I don't know if fight. To me, I know nothing about viruses and such. From what I can tell, it's not so much that COVID-19 went away. It's that we all got tired of its shit and decided to ignore it. I don't know if I'm right on this or not, but that's been my general impression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm kind of with you there.
The media makes a
I was
story, and if they
picturing
decide to
like
ignore it goes away.
I was picturing like because I'm stupid. I was picturing fucking Gilligan's Island or something where like you could, oh yeah, there's the other side. It's an established island resort that is like very populated with like up here hotels and casinos and shit. And but they are going to have 10 square miles that is just them with their own hotel, with their own fighting areas, like facilities and
Is it gonna be initially I thought Fight Island was a measure to combat COVID, which almost isn't needed anymore. Like, basketball's returning, ice hockey's returning, etc. The UFC's kind of going again, no crowds, but do they need a Fight Island?
I don't think they need it, but I think it's going to be a huge ratings boom. I'm all about seeing them fight on the beach, presumably outdoors. I don't know. I hope so for the aesthetic of Mortal Kombat. I'm all about it, and the fighters are excited for it too. So I think it'll get more views.
So when somebody makes content and you consume that content, you're always like, yeah, you should do that. Hey guys, I'm thinking of cutting off all my hair and tattooing something profane under it. Dude, that'd be fucking funny. Do it, right? I have nothing invested. I don't have any skin in the game. I'm just going to watch you make a fool out of yourself. That's kind of how I feel about Fight Island. Dana White's like, hey, I think we're going to invest $100 million. We're going to build this facility out there, hotels, this, that, the other thing. Like, yeah, do it. If it doesn't work, just go back to Vegas. I have no skin in the game. That I think Fight Island will flop. I could be wrong. Happens all the time. But I think that fighters traveling to Abu Dhabi to fight will be an unpopular thing. Maybe this.
Everybody's so excited to do it. Everybody
now they are. I think it'll be a fad.
Oh, I don't think it's going to go on forever or anything.
It's a big investment.
Mm-hmm. Or is it? We'll see. I don't know. God knows what deal they made with the royals of Abu Dhabi,
right,
or whoever to do the whole thing. It's probably going to be like UFC 251, brought to you by Abu Dhabi Resorts and Casinos. Come to beautiful Abu Dhabi. We don't have the plague here.
Here's my prediction. Part of the negotiation involves Khabib fighting there. Khabib is the most popular Muslim athlete on planet Earth, and Abu Dhabi. I'm sorry?
They've announced the card, so maybe in the future?
Yeah, but they haven't announced all the... I mean, it's not a one-time thing. I bet they get Khabib on Fight Island because that's huge in the Middle East.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, but it's not like they're putting butts in seats anyway.
I forgot all the things that I bought for my stupid ASMR plan stream, and so I went back to my Amazon purchase history. It was like, I gotta buy a kazoo and maybe a harmonica. But I spent on this order $60. I was drunk this past weekend, and it's just in my head. This idea was hilarious. I bought a novelty metal clown horn. I bought a shilling wood style whistle toy, a slide. I bought a beginning wooden recorder and a Casio SA76 44 key mini personal keyboard piano that I can play notes. I don't know how that one snuck in. That was $40 of the $60. Why the hell did I buy that? So now I'm committed. I got to do the ASMR stream.
When we first had Hope, we had kids, but we had kids before most of our friends did. We were just like 12, 18 months ahead. And they were buying us the worst fucking toys. Like, hey, here's a home DJ noisemaker. Here's a little drum set. My first drum set. They were like,
obviously, first drum set. What an asshole.
Obviously trolling us. She's like 18 months old. Just
my
banging.
First switchblade.
Lil Tyke's air horn.
That stuff
here's a bag of marbles.
The worst though were things that were big, right? Like hey, for 1995 we found a little tent for your living room. Thanks. That's the aesthetic I always wanted, a tent in my fucking living room.
Yeah. I always thought instead of a coffee table there, how about kind of a pig pen? How about that? How about we do that instead? And they can just shit and piss in there.
This just in.
What?
Cops was canceled.
No. How?
They
It's
got
just a show
defunded.
filming- hey, are you serious? You really canceled Cops? What about? Isn't it Live PD? What it's called now, or is that a different show?
That's a
entirely?
completely different show.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel
Well,
like you look at cops through a whole new lens now, right? The whole rushing in, pushing people over and cuffing them. It used to be like, yeah, get them. That changed in the last couple of weeks for some reason. I can't pinpoint.
I don't know. Still pretty entertaining when they have to like tackle a meth head who's running around naked. It's good content.
It is good content. It's a live
Yeah.
stream idea. Write it down, Taylor.
That's it.
Tackling
That's it.
meth heads.
Naked people running around.
Taylor, you'd be good at tackling meth heads. I feel
Right,
like you're
right
born
after
for
60
this.
days in, that's what I'm fucking doing.
Just grab your old hockey mask and blocker and go for some meth
That-
heads. You gonna
that
tell
would be
me St.
funny.
Louis doesn't have any?
I have all my hockey stuff in my garage right now, and it has not been worn in 10 years. And so it is just, and it still somehow smells.
I
There's-
believe you. Yeah.
There are things living in there that science hasn't discovered yet.
Taylor, I can
And
one
also
up
lots
you
of
actually.
spiders.
For the fitness challenge, I bought some new hockey gear. It doesn't
nice.
smell, and it's literally never been worn. So take that.
Well, as soon as this COVID shit's over, you can pop back to the rink.
In theory, I don't know.
Nah, you'll have fun. You'll do it. Like you'll get a wild hair up your ass one day where you're like, you'll have a memory of a really crisp pass you made or received. You'll just have that kind of feeling. Cause I still get that where it's like, damn, I remember making that exact save and how good that felt. When like your whole team is like, oh, we all fucked up royally and you saved us. Like that felt good. And you want to relive that. And then you get out there and realize you're fat and slow.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're not making those saves anymore.
that's the challenge. Here's my problem. There were actually some guys who were pretty effective, but we had other guys at my age, 47 playing. And it's like, I really wish they wouldn't. We're all out here, 29 years old, trying to win games. And here's your old ass, like hanging out with the team. I'm not even calling you a player anymore. You're just a guy who hangs out with our hockey team.
And now at 46, you're like, I want to join whatever team where it's a bunch of 23-year-old guys or a bunch of 19-year-olds. I'll bring the beer. I don't even drink it. Fuck it.
I want
the athletic young team.
So I was at my peak. I was MVP of a B league, and in the A league, average below average. Right. That was the best version of me. Now I'm like, maybe is there a C league? There aren't even D leagues around here. But if they would just put me in the worst league, where a guy who can actually like make a tape to tape pass, even if it's slow, is valued, right? Yeah, there has to be.
You would do so much easier here than where you are in North Carolina. Like, there's a million billion leagues and rinks around here. Like, it's so easy to find.
I had it on the other side. Like, I feel like North Carolina, there's a handful of rednecks who never played in high school, right? Who never, no, I didn't either. But like, there are people here who just took up hockey because, I don't know, they watched some Canes games and got into it and don't have any organized experience.
Oh yeah, you don't want to play in like the A League here because
I don't want to play in the D League in Boston.
Will like pop in.
Yeah, we get those too.
And be like, hey, I'm just here, and it's like, yeah, I get it that you're 60, but you can still hit it 105 miles an hour. So slow down, please.
Yeah, it's like you see it. Usually they're just warming up, taking slap shots when I notice them, and it's like, oh. His slap shot is different. Look at how, okay, a couple things I've noticed. One, it goes the same place every time. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Two, it's hard and flat and fast every time. Like I'll hit a slap shot and a couple of them are kind of knuckleballs, right? This guy, just a zooming saucer in the same spot every time. And when they skate, probably a non-hockey player doesn't get this, but it makes a different sound as it like
yeah. It does. You can tell that the Chad versus the Virgin meme where it's just a little shuka 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 from the shitty people and just when someone's good, just tearing into the ice. It's like they're more running on the ice to get started, whereas the slow guys are like, all right, let me get going here.
yeah.
And then there's also like, I've seen this where it'll be some NHL guy, and it's never, or Al McInnes is an exception, but it's usually not an NHL guy that was an all-star in the NHL. It's usually a guy who like barely got in and barely maintained it. And you'll see him like shooting like slap shots on a regular goalie, and you'll be like, damn, that guy's shooting hard. And then the goalie will skate out of the net to like take a little drink of water, and the net will be open. And then you see the NHLer actually start shooting on the net, and you're like, oh my God, that's so scary. And this guy lasted 7 games in that league.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. Oh,
that's what pitching is like when you actually see a fastball, when what you thought was a fastball turned out to be a breaking ball, and then they throw a fastball, and you're just like, all right, this isn't my career. I saw you make the motions, and I heard it hit the glove. What happened in between?
Do you have a middle part too? Because I have a middle part.
If you ever see somebody throw fucking 90 miles per hour, it's so goddamn scary. I mean, you've seen paintballs. Paintballs what is it in feet per second? Oh,
like 300, I think, right?
Yes, 300 feet per second. But I'm trying to convert that to miles per hour. I used to be able to do it. I wish I could make the comparison. In any case, the fucking ball's moving real goddamn fast.
It's 204 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So
Half that, but still.
Yeah.
There's a guy in the NHL, he's not even in the NHL. His name is Martin Firk, FRK, no vowels in his last name.
That's scary.
Rolls. And he'll every once in a while, Martin Firk will get brought up into the NHL, and his main skill set is he has the hardest shot ever recorded, slap shot. He's not good at defense. He's not good at back checking. He's not that skilled of a forward, but he can shoot the puck 110 miles an hour. And so there are just whole videos of him where it's like, and they pass it back to Martin Firk, takes the shot, goes wide, and Stevens is down. He's down. He is not coming back. They're bringing out straight. And there's just whole things where they're just teeing up Martin Firk, and people are just like his own team members are just trying to get out.
Who's the golfer who does that shit? Billy Madison from the movie?
Yeah.
He tees up and he starts swinging.
Yeah, dude.
You ever hear of John Rocker?
Yes. Yeah, the Wild Thing. Am I wrong about that? Didn't they play it when he came on the field?
I don't know what they played when John Rocker came on the field because the fans were booing so much and throwing batteries. John Rocker was a Braves pitcher.
A little bit racist.
He could throw upwards of 102 miles per hour. I don't know if he could hit 105, but somewhere between 101 and 105 was what he could throw. I want to say he was either a relief pitcher or a closer. Closer is my guess. And they were going to play I want to say they were playing the Yankees in the series. And he got interviewed by, I don't remember who, maybe New York Magazine, something like that. What do you think of New York? And he's just like, bunch of fags and queers and homos and this and that on the subway, and it's just a real Sodom and Gomorrah that needs to be burnt by God's mighty fury. And
finally,
he went off. He went off. Well, they made a TV show on HBO called Eastbound and Down, and it's based on John Rocker's life.
That guy rules.
Yeah. It's he got cut not all that long afterwards, but he was really fun to watch him come out because like his trademark thing is when he would get called out. Like I don't know how much baseball you watch, but like the pitcher is out of gas. He's lost his shit, and it's time to call in for the closer. And the closer is in the bullpen, which is out in like left or right field. So he has to run across the field to the pitcher's mound, not from the dugout where all the other players are coming from. He's way out there. So they would like make the literal call to the bullpen. John Rocker would have the meanest mean face you've ever seen. And he wouldn't walk to the mound. He wouldn't jog to the mound. He wouldn't run to the mound. He would sprint to the mound with everything he had. He just looked like he was like a medieval warrior charging into battle.
That guy's
so mad.
He's only 55. A lot of good years left in him.
He doesn't live far from where my dad lives. Like my mom knows his dad. It's a whole thing.
Can't watch that.
I know. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
What was I gonna?
Woo! That guy got killed.
Girardi's head nowhere near the net. But he fired it probably 105 miles an hour. Yeah, I think he missed a lot of games because he got concussed.
I wonder if they're ever going to wear cages or bubbles or something in the NHL.
They would revolt. Most of them say "fuck that." It helps.
Dude, this guy just got shot in the fucking head. If anybody's curious what we just looked at, it's called Lightning's Girardi, knocked out by slap shot. It's on Sportsnet's YouTube channel. Hilarious. Well, if you like brain damage, and I watch a lot of UFC.
I was watching a player talk about it recently. Someone very good, but I forget his name. I'm sure you would know who he is. Anyway, he was talking about, he's like, first we wore this, then we wore like the bubble or the cage, and then we took it off, and then we put it back on in college. And he's going through the whole thing, and he's like, I'm pretty sure if I wore it in the NFL, they'd chirp at me. But all of these guys came up through leagues where they wore this stuff. It's somewhat normalized for all of these guys. I think if they had to wear it, they'd be used to it. They'd spend a couple years in college, or I don't think they wear it in juniors, but they did probably at some point.
Junior. It's a little multifaceted though, because part of it is the league wants the marketing ability to put the people's faces out there, the players' faces, and then the other part is there are actual players like Ryan O'Reilly of the Blues who still refuse to wear the visor because he doesn't like it. So his eyes.
As a fan, what do you prefer? Like,
I want their faces out there. Yeah.
There you go. That's what you do then.
Yeah, and I'm a fan.
I think
as
the
a fan, I don't want the
much.
goalie to wear a face mask, but that doesn't make it a good idea.
They should. Teams can't be.
I think hockey would be better if they didn't wear any skates too.
Damn, you might be onto something. That's hilarious.
No skates, tennis ball, and it's just
but still ice.
Put them in fucking. What would happen if they wore cleats instead and they sprinted on the ice?
a lot of broken legs.
Would they? I don't know. I used to play.
Where I'm heading with this?
Do you ever play
Someone
deck
would
hockey,
get hit from
Taylor?
the side at a weird angle, and their leg would be sneaked into the ice, and it would just.
Do you ever play deck hockey?
Oh yeah. I played street hockey and all that.
Yeah, I played too, and you did get bad knees and ankles and stuff sometimes. And if you play the ball, you can step on it. It's a hazard you didn't expect.
And it's unfair.
Well, you can step on it by accident where you slide, and that's a problem. But yeah, also like if you're poking at the ball and I just stand on it until I can get my ass in the way and then play it, that's super effective.
It does. That's good defense. Illegal, but it's helpful.
Did you watch the last UFC event, Woody?
No, I was live streaming and somehow it didn't capture my imagination.
I watched it. It was pretty fucking good, I thought. Nunez, and I'm a big Cody Garbrandt fan. I always have been, and I saw he was coming back. Taylor, if you want to watch this just happened Saturday night. It's Cody Garbrandt's KO. Cody's been, I think he'd lost 3 in a row, and he's been out for like 14 months or something like that. Yeah.
I didn't see it going that way.
He got busted for steroids, right?
Yeah, he lost twice to EPO there with TJ Dillashaw.
Right, but he got caught by USADA. Am I wrong?
Mm-mm. Yeah, no.
Why did he
wrong.
take that long break?
He had an injury, I want to say.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking this up. I know people.
Yeah, that's cool. He came back after all that time, looked fat. So Cody Garbrandt fights at 135 pounds, I want to say. His the cool thing about him, besides his tattoos, is he's fast as fuck, like movie fighter fast, like Bruce Lee fast. And it's just really fun to watch him fight. But in recent history, he's gotten like pissed off in the cage and then just gone ape shit and then gotten KO'd. He also fought a fighter who was cheating and lost to that guy, but he was former champ and he knocked this guy the fuck out. And he was out. It wasn't one of those flash knockouts. He was fucked.
He lost one of the rounds. I think he maybe lost the first round and did a little better in the second. Like, it was a competitive fight, but that guy's got thunder in his hands, and there's always a risk that. Oh, okay. There's always a risk that that he ends the fight in a heartbeat. She's scheduling dinner. I'm doing a show, woman.
I see that. Oh
no.
We can wrap. My dinner's ready.
Yep. I'm gonna go finish off Jack Ryan.
All right. PKN 303.
Yep.